everyone, what's up? My name is Lydia. Welcome to Burn Pilates. I'm going to be leading you through a foam roller workout today. You'll want to have some space around you, a mat, some water nearby if you want to take sips on. Of course, you can always do this class without the foam roller. Set your space up, meet me on your mat, and let's get right away into our class. Starting with your foam roller in your hands, rolling your shoulders down and away from your ears. Have your stance open just a little bit wider than your own natural hip width, and from here, reaching your arms all the way up, take a full breath in. Stretch your arms up to the ceiling. Feel where you're reaching up a little taller, and exhale. Arms coming all the way down, flowing with this movement. Inhale and exhale. Just start to feel where you're grounding, where you're stretching and opening up space through your joints. You're bringing breath into your lungs in a three-dimensional, full breathing pattern. Inhaling deeply through the nose, exhaling through your mouth so that you can get into the abdominal contraction. Notice what you feel in your body. If you feel tight, if you feel any amount of resistance in your movement and mobility, just start to tap into how you feel and how you're moving today. We're going to go for a few more reps. You want to feel this stretch through the abdominals, through your stomach wall. You're reaching up, lengthening. Taking your foam roller up to about shoulder height. Roll your shoulders down and back. From here, take a Pilates sit back. Weight into the heels. It's not a squat. You want to make sure that your abdominals are right away connecting you to this feeling of engaging through your glutes. Shoulders again away from ears, working through the back as we bring the arms back up, breathing in this time as you lower. Feel the difference right here as we lower and lift the arms. What I love about the foam roller is that it trains both of your arms to work synchronized together. So often when we work with weights or different props, we don't notice the subtleties in which arm is lifting faster, slower. So holding onto an object like a foam roller, a yoga block, even a Pilates ball or a magic fitness circle ring, it gives you that feeling of which arm might be moving faster, or where you have different resistances as you try to lift both together. Deep breath into your nose, collarbones wide. Feel this work through the abdominal wall as you knit your ribs together, as your glutes are back. You're controlling the movement not to overly arch your back and not to also pop your ribs out. Your glutes should feel that they're contracting into your yoga pants, kind of in a almost full-like sensation. You're filling them out. Sometimes I lift my toes off the mat to have a bit more heel connectivity. Let's go for about 3 more reps here. Deep breath in, control the lower. I started to get a bit carried away myself. We want to lower down with that control. Exhale to lift. Feel your back muscles work. You're going to hold the arms up. Keep a stretch, shoulders away from ears. And from here, go into a small lift up and back. Keep stretching through the arms. Keep feeling where you're engaging through your back muscles. Neck is long, chest is forward, glutes are engaged, abs are pulled up and in. You're supporting the weight of your hips using what I call the Oreo of your body, front and back. Abs are in the front, glutes are in the back. The hips and pelvis are that center icing. We're holding it together for 3 more pulses. 2, go for a last one. Lift all the way up, stretch, and from here, roll your shoulders in every direction that feels good. There's 2 directions, but maybe you also just want to lift and lower your shoulders. Give yourself a little bit of a chance here to even change your gaze, look up. I love to look from side to side to alleviate my neck muscles, especially in warming up. We don't want to get too tense. And if your foam roller is long like mine, You may use it as an object of support. If it's super low, then you won't want to use it. You could always use a wall or anything else to help support you. We're just going to warm up through the posterior chain. We're going to go into a few calf raises on the reformer. This is tendon stretch. So right away, legs stacked in a hip bone width and distance. Stretch out through your thighs, engage through your knees. Feel that you have right away, when I say engage through your knees, I want you to engage by pulling up your knees through engagement of your muscles. So I say engage in the knees because we don't want to lock the knees out, but we want to engage them through that muscular support. Now, if you're using a foam roller, anything that's in front of you, make sure that you're not so far away that you have to lean forward. You want to feel that your body is utilizing the sense of strength and support coming and stemming from how you ground. Glutes engaged, shoulders relaxed, take a full breath in. Now that foam roller is light, so use it with the most ginger touch ever. And as you lower down, I want you to control the lower like you're pushing two heels into grass. The lift is up and the lower, right away you're pushing down. So the lift should feel soft and that lower should feel very much like you are creating resistance. Now, of course, you don't have to use the foam roller. If you want to have your hands on your hips, if you simply want to have the feeling and positioning of your body where you're focusing on lifting from two legs at the same time, have your hands in prayer on your hips, even out in front or second. What I personally like about the foam roller in training, the postural awareness, and this is again just to give you that information so you know why we're doing what we're doing, is because the foam roller is light. It's going to roll forward and back. So you'll feel very quickly if you're shifting your weight just based on that foam roller, kind of like a compass. Now we've gone through enough reps that you should be feeling that sensation of activation coming all the way up from your calves into your hamstrings even. Engage your glutes, keep the ribs closed. Inhale, exhale, shoulders relax. Let's go for a last set of 2. Exhale, lift up. Woo, feeling the work. Last one to lift. Take it all the way down, and from here, stretch on back. Nice little chance to open up the calf. Use the ground. Stretch away. When you're ready, switching legs. From here, what you're going to do is you're going to bring your foam roller to its long position. Make your way all the way down onto your mat. Take your feet onto your foam roller. Make sure that your feet are closer with your foam roller towards the front end of your mat so that as you lie down, you have space to fully bring your arms down next to your sides. Shoulders plugging into your mat. Take a full breath in. Feel the width across your collarbone, and on your exhale, using your foam roller through your arches, you want to scoop right away into your imprint spine, lift up into a bridge that's not about height, but rather about hamstring activation. Take a full breath in and exhale. Lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Releasing your spinal column into the mat, working for that full control through your pelvis. Deep breath in. Deep breath in and exhale. Collarbones wide. Use your arms. Don't overly arch your back. Fill up with breath and exhale. Control through your abs. Don't let your shoulders start to clench up, tension or resistance. Fuel down your upper back into the floor. Let's go for 2 more. You'll feel right away where the stability challenge through the backs of your thighs, through the hamstrings, is really being worked because of how your feet are having to work against that foam roller. Arches right over top. One more bridge. Take a lift. Find stability at your top. Keep your shoulders plugged down to your mat. Make sure that your hips are equally held. Now from here, take a full breath in. Exhale, lift up a little higher using your glutes. At the same time, using your triceps and upper shoulders, press down into the mat. Engage your transverse abdominis. The abs are lifting the hips as the glutes are pushing the hips. Let's go for a last set of 4. Last set of 3. Last set of 2. Finish with 1 more. Take a full breath in, hold, stay. On your exhale, 1 vertebrae at a time, roll all the way down. flowing right away through a release into your neutral spine. Nod your chin, take your hands as you lift up into thoracic curl. Hands go right behind the nape of your neck. Make sure you support your head. I like to give myself a little bit of a moment here to relax my neck muscles, to feel that my arms are actively engaging and helping me hold the thoracic curl. If this is not feasible for you and you are feeling tension in your neck today, or simply you want to work a bit of chest expansion and keep it in the lower abdominals without adding the upper abs, you can modify in this flat position here. Just make sure not to flare your ribs. In your choice position, taking a full breath in. On your exhale, start to stretch your legs all the way out on that foam roller. Go slow, go smooth. Feel and find a stretch where you're connected to the ground. Take an inhale, stay. On your exhale, roll back in. Now the trick with the foam roller is that you want to stop right before your toes come off, knees stacked over top of hips. But when you go out and when you move forward, you want to apply just the softest to firmest amount of pressure to not have that foam roller start to slide up and down your calves. Deep breath in and exhale. It's light to pull. You're using your abs. You're using your full core. You're using your breath. Deep breath in and exhale. Control the stretch. Breathe in to stay. And exhale. And again, as you play around here, choose your positioning based on where you are today. Three-dimensional breathing through the lungs. Exhale. Belly button to spine. Go for one more. Deep breath in and exhale. Keep the ribs knitted together and exhale. As you pull the foam roller all the way in towards you, lift your right leg all the way up to tabletop. Take your left leg up second. You can stay up, you can stay down. Support your neck as you need. Toe taps from here. We inhale. On your exhale, right leg goes right over top of that foam roller. Inhale as you lift, switching to the left. Exhale. Now as you go down, where your leg is going to is based on the distance that you're cultivating, where you're working your leg off of that 90 degrees to the hip, taking your leg full thigh all the way through shin and toes down. My calf is touching that foam roller before my toes hit the floor, and that's my max for me. So find your max for you. Deep breath in and exhale. Ooh. Slow down that lift and exhale. Working through your transverse abdominis, pelvic floor muscles, and obliques. We're gonna go for that last rep here to the left. Deep breath in and exhale. Taking your feet one at a time. Right foot down first, left foot down second, all the way to your foam roller. Bring your upper head, neck, chest flat to the floor, back connected. We're gonna take right away the feet, separating them, hip bone width and distance, hip bones from the hip bones, sit bones width. Plug your shoulders down to the mat, take an inhale. And exhale, roll through imprint spine, lift back up into your bridge, hold your bridge at your top. From here, we're gonna go into neutral, lower, and lifts, adding a bit more of a dynamic breath. As you breathe in, you hinge from your hips. You take your sacrum down, you touch the floor. Exhale, you lift up from that point, squeezing your glutes. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Cultivating equal resistance through both feet. You're working those arches down, and this is very, very different than just using the floor. You can't flex your feet, you will lose that foam roller, and I don't want you to fully extend and point over top, because we want the full arch of the feet, full arch of each foot to engage in the support. Squeeze your glutes to lift and lower. Think of that space through your ribs to hips getting longer and longer. Apply some pressure from your upper back into the floor to stabilize. Let's go for one more set of 6. Every time you lower, make sure you're stretching out, hinging from the hips. As you flex the butt, that's where your hips get a stretch right through the front of your hip flexors. Last set of 2. Go for a finish of 1 more. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Take a full breath in at the top. And exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time, stretching through your spine this time as we take the legs. Stretch right away, all the way out, lengthen long. Have your feet find the softest spot behind the ankles where you can flex, where your heels are right with the alignment of the front of the foam roller, right where you can have a bit of activity through your thighs and stretching out, but also feel that your back can stay calm, present through the arms, down on the ground. If ever you need to have your elbows bent or you need to have your arms in a second position, play around. I like my hands behind the head because it opens up my chest. It also gives me a little bit of a focus in closing the ribs. That's, again, personal preferences depending on the day. Pick and choose how you'd like to support yourself right here. We're going to take a grand battement. That right leg is going to be working up as our gesture leg. The left leg is going to stay totally stabilized using the foam roller for support. Take a full breath in. Actively engage by knitting the ribs together, neutral pelvis. Exhale, lower abs working as we take the right leg all the way up. From here, on your next breath in, I want you to point your right toes. Deep breath in as you press down. I want you to fully control the weight of the leg. Don't let it drop. Touch your foam roller. Exhale. Push the left leg down into that foam roller to support the stability that we're working for. It's slow movement. Now I'm going to count your move because sometimes it can be so annoying when a teacher is going slow and you're like, how slow do you want me to go? Now, if I just give you the option, I know that it's going to be very tempting to go too fast because I can feel it in my own body. So let's count this out together. Breathe in, go for 4, 3, 2. Press your leg down like you're moving through water. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Left leg stays long. Deep breath in. I lifted my leg just a little bit too fast there. Slow it down and keep slowing down. Maybe that 4 count is our base today, and if you can get to 8 on that lower and lift, that would be what you'd be working for. Lift slower and slower. Press that left leg down. Let's just try it together. Let's count down for 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, touch the foam roller and lift 8. Push that left leg down to the foam roller. Find that resistance. We're at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point the toes last time lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stay right here. Release the weight of your hips. Take a full breath in. Right leg presses down. Exhale, lift the left leg up. Flex your foot strong. And from here, making sure your hips are equal, pressing that right leg down into the foam roller, stabilizing. Take a full breath in. Lower, stretching, controlling, playing with your timing, but working for the quality here of pushing down, leg moving through water, and then having to press up. And when you press up through that left leg, it's now moving. The right leg is pressing down. So you're working for opposition always. And that would be something that I would right away call on you to start thinking about as you're working your body in movement. Where are the oppositions? Because in order for one part to move, another part has to stabilize. Feel the differences on the side. Keep using that foam roller to guide the emphasis of that right leg to stay activated. Whew. The limbs get heavy here. Keep stretching out. We're going to go for 2 more here. Slow the next 2 down. Challenge yourself. Stretch. Lengthen through the kneecaps. Again, you're engaging through your muscles to pull the kneecaps up, controlling your hips. Not overly arching, you're not tucking either, you're staying neutral, pressing down through that right leg through support. Left hip bone is grounding, lift on up, take a full breath in, and exhale. Stretch, stretch, control the brakes from the right side, pressing into that foam roller, lower down, and from here, guys, just let go. You're gonna walk your legs all the way in. Take your feet over top of the foam roller. Reach your hands all the way out from wherever they are. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, slide your fingertips into the floor, nod on up. If you can grab your foam roller and roll it in towards your hips, roll it in towards your hips. Take your upper back all the way back down. Lift your hips up into bridge. Slide your foam roller underneath from your sacrum to left and right side of your glutes, right in that hip positioning where you're on a tilt. From here, you're gonna take your right leg all the way to tabletop. Keep your left leg stabilized on the floor. Notice where your hips are. Engage right away through your transverse abdominis. Take a moment to release your shoulders down. Feel your neck elongate. Even look from left and right. Just to ensure there's no tension in your cervical spine. From here, we inhale. On your exhale, flex. Stretch your leg forward. Inhale, point, pull back to tabletop. Now, when you're taking your right leg forward, the idea here that we're working for through our abdominal wall is that you're stretching, pulling the muscle along, no different than how we're stretching the leg and pulling the kneecap up through engaging our muscles on that reach of the leg. You're feeling the tension through the midline of your body and keeping your hips stable, not to overly arch your back nor tuck under. Your hips are stable. So there should be this feeling of working your obliques from the tension and pressure you provide from pushing the leg out, feeling like you're moving through water. There's retraction and extension working. Deep breath in. If ever you need to have that extra from mind to movement, place your hand on the part of the body that you want to work. It can just be that much more to help train that turn on of the muscles. This is also working through the stability we want through erector spinae. We're working through the external obliques as well. Go for a last one here. Take your leg all the way back in. Stretch on out. Finish. Bend. Foot to floor. Deep breath in. Left leg lift. Same thing. Exhale. Flex on the stretch. Inhale. Bend. Point. Feel the difference. Some people will say, how low should I lower my leg? You want to lower your leg to about your sit bone height at a max. So your foot is not touching the floor on your stretch. And if ever you need to modify, you can go a little higher. Find that hip stability. Make sure you're not overly bending as you pull back to tabletop. True tabletop here. Collarbones wide, ribs knitted in. Do a self-check with every part of this move. Refine your technique. And exhale. Last set of 4. Exhale for 3. Last set of 2. Last one. Stretch on out one more time to finish. Take your foot, bring it to the floor. From here, you're going to sit your hips up, glide the foam roller out from your hips lower down. And from here, using your foam roller as a guide, take an inhale. On your exhale, reach forward. Take your legs to tabletop. Close your knees into center. And from here, we lift the arms, reaching all the way up and back, double leg stretch. Exhale to reach. Inhale, knees in towards the chest. Keep your head down if you need. Adding an arm circle on if you can, stretching out, reaching. I've got a little bit less space. Take an arm circle if you have space today. Keep going for a last set of 3. Palms to ceiling, arms next to ears, imprint into the floor if the neutral's too much. Last one from here, taking right away, hands all the way to shins, single leg stretch, exhale. Nice and dynamic. 10, 9, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your feet down to the floor. Relax your upper body. Relax your neck. We're going to roll on up. If you want to do a classic Pilates roll up, take your arms back, take a full breath in. And on your exhale, arms passing the shoulder alignment first, nod on up. Fingertips on the foam roller. You can reach, roll, however you want to come on up. Come on up. We're going to set the foam roller right away up into our mid-back position. If you need some water, take some now. It's a great little opportunity to hydrate up. We're gonna set the foam roller up into the middle of the back, and what you wanna do is come down, take your hands from behind your head, and from here, just roll your hips slightly down, open up through your chest. Feel a stretch happen as your head goes back comfortably enough so you can open your elbows to the side, supporting through your neck. Eyes looking forward, use the ground, use your feet as support, and lift back up. So you're using your foam roller here to pull your hips forward, stretch your upper back, just to the point that you feel good today. And then using the foam roller, massaging and helping the back refine that C curvature. It's almost like going through a cat and cow, but instead of being on all fours, your 4 points are your 2 hip bones, your 2 shoulders. You're opening up and exhale. Let's go for a last one here. Feel comfortable enough to open up in the support of your breath and stay. One breath in. On your exhale, nodding back up. From here, you're gonna keep your hands right behind the nape of the neck, supporting your neck, really feeling that your head is pushing into your hands as well so you can elongate. Elbows are slightly closed in. From here, you're gonna take your right leg all the way up to tabletop, very similar to what we did with the foam roller underneath our hips. From here, you're going to take a full breath in. On your exhale, stretch your right leg all the way out. Find a stretch though, where your knee isn't higher than your left leg. Might even be a little bit lower than that. Now from here, flex your foot. I want you to externally rotate and rotate back to parallel. Keep your hips stable. Modify by bringing your right leg up higher if you need. Keep working that facilitating of stretching out, happening from the hamstring and quad, and then the rotation is coming from the hip. 4, deep breath in. Exhale for 3. Really working sequentially here through the body. Exhale for 2. Deep breath in. Exhale, last one. You're going to take your leg, bring it all the way through tabletop. Stack your foot all the way down. Take an inhale, lift on up. Left leg lifts, stretches, flexes through the foot, and rotation. Feel the second side. Stretch out to the thigh. Ground through both sides of your hips. This work is coming from your obliques, from your inner thigh. Your outer hip is working because of your glute. So there's a lot of work in multiple muscle groups right here as we isolate for 3. Exhale, last set of 2. Take one more from here. Rotate outwards. Take your foot all the way back through center and lower your foot down. Reach forward for your hamstrings and roll all the way up, 1 vertebrae at a time. If you want to take a stretch, take your legs out, hands next to your hips, look on back. Exhale, eyes forward, and take a stretch, reaching all the way towards your legs. Unravel when you're ready. You're going to turn around all the way, bringing your hands onto your foam roller, making sure you've got some space forward. I always like to sit a little further back on my mat. We're going to use the foam roller for an active stretch. What you want to do is have your knees stacked underneath your hips, have your hands set up mat width wide, equal on each side of the foam roller, making sure you have equal, I should say, foam on either side of your hands. Take your next breath in as you sit your hips back. Use your foam roller to stretch all the way out. The foam roller will move towards you as your hips move back. Come up through neutral spine. Roll your foam roller back underneath your shoulders, collarbones, and again. Inhale. You want to feel the stretch come right across the chest, also through your upper back. Elongating. Activate your abs as you come back up over top of that foam roller. Activate your lats. You might have to adjust your foam roller. Especially as we move, it kind of gets into that place of maybe moving forward or back. So play around. 3 more reps. Last set of 2. Navel to spine. Contract your abs. Last 1. From here, setting up, hands right over top of that foam roller, making sure that you have your chest right away activated with your lats. You want to feel from where your elbows have a tiny bend that your chest and lats are activated, because the foam roller is moving forward and back. So we want to stabilize with a good sensory, really a solid bit of opposition again. Think of the opposition. You're pushing down so your body can stay up. Now from here, flex both of your sets of feet into the ground. Find that connection to your toes first. You're going to stabilize again through your upper back and chest. Make sure your abs are on. Take a full breath in. And on your exhale, without shifting your weight, stretch right leg out, alternating every time. Left leg parallel through the thighs. Don't let the hips lift. Now the trick here, and I just felt this for myself, is to not go higher than where your hands are in space. The foam roller is providing a little lift, and I don't want your lower back to start to arch. We want to work the abs in keeping the hips parallel. So train your body right here. It's a little bit tough to get that exact positioning, but train your body to feel that as you're pressing down, using your chest and lats to work that stability in that torso, that you're stretching back, using your glute, using your abs. Exhale for 4. Stretching your neck forward for 3. Ribs knit together. Last set of 2. Go for a final 1. From here, you're going to take your knees down, relax your toes, walk your knees forward so you make space right away. Bring your elbows down towards the floor and mat, forearms supporting, chest and neck is long. Take an inhale, exhale, right leg stretches all the way out. We lower and lift. Right away, long leg line. Hips staying parallel, working the control. You're pushing down and lifting up. Abs and glute exercise. Any movement really that's butt oriented, you want to think of how your abs are working. This is all about stretching through the abs. We're not doing crunches that shorten the abdominal wall. We're keeping the hips in relation to the ribs, parallel, holding that stretch, creating length. So this is obliques and transverse. Keep applying weight into your forearms. Work the torso. Feel your upper back work as well. We're going to go for a final set of 2. Last one. Hold your right leg up, flex your foot from here, and with your foot staying parallel, I want you to squeeze your right leg in towards your left. You're overcrossing, but you're not swaying into the left side. You're keeping the same stability. The right leg is stretching over. Inner thigh and glute. Outer thigh from the glute, of course, is supporting. And as you take your leg over and then behind, you want to think of the space that you're cultivating again through that oblique activation, eccentric conditioning. Last set of 4. Last set of 3. Last set of 2. Go for a final 1 from here. Take an inhale and exhale, lower down. Have your knees stacked underneath your hips. From here, walk your hands all the way back. Second round of stretching. You're going to first start with your hips back. Take your foam roller out. We're going to unravel. We're going to round the spine. First, just letting your head get heavy. Take an inhale. On your exhale, unravel. Hips to heels. Walk your hands in. Stretch on up. Chest proud, inhale. Continue if you like, upper back stretch. Then exhale, chin to sternum. Rolling back out, finding your child's pose. Adjust your circle, adjust your foam roller as you need. It's just a means of kind of playing around so that you can find what feels good for you. One more time. Setting up right away for the second side. From here, you're going to take your hands back onto the foam roller, open up to your chest. Right away, encourage your hands to find a good grip. We want to open up through the stance of our hands. You want to feel your upper back work. You want to feel right away where you have support in the body. Take a full breath in. Flex your toes and exhale. This time we're going to alternate a leg lift in 90 degrees, really making sure here, and this is the hard part in these exercises, is you must cut off your mobility. You want to make sure that you're using your abs and butt, and should your back arch for anything, notice you don't want to lift as high as that. When the hands are higher than the knees, this is typically what happens. The back will start to arch. People will go into a banana position. Their eyes look up and forward. You want to feel where you're lifting because of your ability to push down oppositions. Upper back and chest working. Deep breath in and exhale. Let's go for one more. 8. Keep flexing through your toes, the ability to push the leg that's down in the mat, down into the mat even more, especially as you're using your foam roller in your arms. That's going to be your ability in getting more out of your abs. Activate through that sensation. Last set of 3. Exhale. 2. Last 1. Take your leg down, relax your toes, walk your foam roller in, take your elbows to the mat. From here, stabilizing through your forearms, make sure that you do stabilize. Your neck is long, your back is activated, you're stretching your left leg all the way out behind you, and from here in parallel, hips staying square, you're lifting and lowering with pure precision in push and press, equal value. Your glutes and abs are like a hydraulic system. As you push down, you should feel that your abs are doing that work, contraction and length. Think about how you can use your floor more and more. It's a great tip. And usually when we press down and when we feel that resistance in activating the upper back more, that's where you get your body working more efficiently, working the full way through each exercise. Notice the difference on this side here. We're going to lower and lift for last set of 3. 2. Hold your last one up. And from here, flex your foot, keeping your leg and thigh in parallel, full stretch of the leg. Exhale, over cross. You're squeezing your left inner thigh into the midline, taking your leg from 6 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Keeping your leg lifted, keep stretching out. Squeeze your glute, use your inner and outer thigh. Core is engaged. Think about every part of where you can work here. Are you pushing down into the floor? Are you activating through your upper back? Last set of 5. For 4. And 3. Last 2. Last 1. Take your leg behind your hip first, inhale, and exhale, lower down. From here, walk your hands back, take your legs, move the foam roller all the way out of the way, and give yourself right away a stretch. Left foot forward, right foot in towards the left inner thigh, sitting so that you have a comfortable position through your right hip and your left hip. Stretching your right arm all the way up. Take your left hand, bring it next to your glute, and from here slowly reaching all the way up and over. Instead of grabbing your foot today, extend your arm out and just humble yourself into stretching where you can. Don't force it. If you want to elongate your left arm next to your left leg and hip, stretch it out behind you. But really try to cultivate the feeling of letting gravity do the work. Don't apply more resistance. On your exhale, slowly unravel. Come all the way up. Sit tall first. Stretch your right leg all the way out. Left leg comes into its position, bending. Foot all the way onto the inside of your inner thigh. Sit up tall. Left arm reaches out, so working that opposition. Feel the difference here as you reach forward. Don't force anything that feels too intense in the back. You want to feel this in the hamstring, all the way through the back of your thigh. When you're ready, slowly unravel, 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 one vertebrae at a time. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for this foam roller class. I hope that you feel a renewed sense of energy. I hope that you feel stretched and toned at the same time. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. If it's your first time joining me here on Burn Pilates, please click subscribe. I'd love to have you weekly so that you can curate your Pilates class with choice. Guys, have an awesome morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. I will see you at the next burn.